What did you just eat?
Hey, it's Sigrun, and I'm going to be doing something I've never done before, which is a cleaning video. They're kind of popular now, and also a decorate with me for Ostara. And this seems the perfect time to do it. Gregory and I have decided that we are going to start doing videos again and do rituals, because we decided it's time. It's time for us to show the balance of the masculine and the feminine through our rituals, guidance through the wheel of the year for people when everything in the world is just kind of crazy right now. Just be a place of spirituality, relaxation, learn about paganism, and just show examples of how to do these rituals. And here I just took away those baby gates that we have for our son Björn and motorcycle helmet case, and there's Jake, our dog, taking away PlayStation 3 there, and there's a GameCube under there, and this is an old TV stand I've had for years, and just getting everything off it, repurposing this room as just strictly a place for ritual. We did have a TV there, and we moved it into Gregory's room. And if you don't have a TV, why do you have the PlayStation 3 and GameCube? That's kind of like my retro gaming area, although I don't really consider GameCube and PlayStation 3 retro. If I had a PlayStation there, yes, but that that's upstairs. And I'm just putting a scarf there, to make it look all nice and pretty. And there's my green dragon, putting him there, giving him a good dusting with a microfiber, and you're gonna see that microfiber quite a bit here. Put him down there because that's green's a traditional color of Ostara, along with pinks, purples, yeah, and those little dollar store, Dollar Tree, whatever. Eggs there, real cute. I found them, and they're not glittery, so that's a big bonus because I despise glitter with almost every ounce of my being, and just getting that area ready for ritual. That's not going to be the actual ritual table. And there's Jake inspecting my work. Good job, Jake. And putting chalices. That's just going to be our ritual supplies. Incense, chalices, the athames on the right-hand corner there of that shelf. And wands. And there's Jake again inspecting. Make sure I'm doing everything correctly as I should be. And I think I just put the cauldrons down there, and I really regret not zooming in more so you can see what's going on. And I think in a moment here I do realize the error of my ways. And there, oh yeah, tea lights. Gonna be using a lot of those during our rituals, the quarter lights. And then you'll see me in a moment start to put books down on the bottom shelf. Yep, there we go. And everything, we've got a ton of books. Those are just not even a fraction. Tarot books, astrology books, Norse mythology books, and I think there was even Freya Aswin's book there. And in a while, you're gonna see I'm getting started with a special project with Freya and I, helping her republish her rune deck, which is an incredible deck. I highly recommend it, and I'll be letting everybody know when that is ready to go. And oh, there is the altar on my mantle. It's really nice to have a fireplace in our home to keep warm and to place the altar. It's a traditional location for an altar anyway. This is just the family altar, and here you can see me move something underneath one of the statues, which is a bunch of cat whiskers and claws, which I dedicated to Freya, and I just moved Freya's statue, and there is Frigga, beautiful, beautiful statue, I love it. And just taking everything off so I can dust. Oh, there's my incense, messy, and some people have messier altars. There's not really a lot of space here to make it messy, but I like to keep it clean anyway. And since we're going into Ostara, this is the time for new beginnings. Oh, there's my Wheel of the Year plaque. What the heck? And removing Odin there, Thor, and just getting ready for the astrological new year. We're about to head into Aries here with Ostara. Springtime is time for new ideas, and there's a little rose dried out that I was growing in my garden and I gave to Frigg. And yeah, there's my nice candlestick holder. Oh, and beautiful print. Odin the Wild Hunt. Yes. And just gotta dust off this mantle, make sure everything's all clean. Just give everything a new, fresh start for a new, fresh beginning. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it is the time of year for new starts, new beginnings. I really feel like March and the start of Aries, Ostara, is the beginning of the new year, not January. And I know some pagans celebrate the new year with Samhain. Some celebrate it at the actual beginning of the new year, January 1st. Some do it in August if they're Egyptian pagans. But for me, I really resonate with the start of the year being in March. Okay, just wiping down this portrait or print that Gregory brought into our family. It is a Viking longship, and it is beautiful, but we do burn incense in this house, so it is kind of grimy, and it's, behind glass, and yeah, he had that when he was a bachelor, and he brought it home, and to our shared home, eventually. We've been together for 11 years now, what am I saying? Alrighty, and those are some beautiful ruby decanters. They've been in my family probably 60 years or so. Very nice, very pretty, and they are a little heavy, so I haven't had those appraised ever, but they're not going to leave my family. They're just beautiful. They were on my family's fireplace mantle before, and now that they're mine, they're on my mantle. And there they will stay. I will give them to my son when he is old enough. He could put them on his mantle, and they could stay in the family for generations until, I don't know, some kid, one of my descendants, breaks one of them or something. And then great grandmother Sigrun's gonna haunt you. And you'll see, oh, yep, there she is. There is Freya, my Freya statue, and pretty necklace I gave her as an offering, and just dusting her off. And this is an act of devotion as well. If you have statues, cleaning them, because the statues aren't the actual gods themselves, just are representations of them. But cleaning them is a nice gesture. The gods do recognize that. And that's an amber and granite necklace. Oh yeah, and change the camera angle so I can put Frigg down, give her a good dust. Lots of nooks and crannies. Just use the microfiber cloth. There's a swan, a lamb, and a little baby there because she is the goddess of motherhood. And yeah, little baby Balder. And just adjusting camera. So yeah, I adjusted the camera because I wanted to dust those heavier statues on the mantle itself, not to drop them. Ugh, don't do that. Yeah, a nice candle holder there, shaped like an antler. It's not a real antler. It's a kind of a clay thing. Dusting off Odin here. Microfiber cloth again, giving him a good dusting. And I'll tell you a reason why we have bronze statues, or they're bronze painted, because you'll see our Thor statue. That was a statue that Gregory brought into our family when we first moved in together, and I just decided to continue the look of the bronze statues of the gods. They're kind of a Greek influence, and I know you can get wooden statues of the Azir and Vanir, but we had that one, and like, let's just go forward with this theme. And just moving the camera to that nice angle, because I've got space everything out, get everything in order, and put all the small things in. Trying to figure out what to do with that plaque there. I've got the Wheel of the Year, and I put it next to Thor because of his association with the harvest, agriculture. Nobody thinks about that. Some people do, and they're the real deal. And I'm just putting some candle holders back. Yeah, the alabaster candle holders were given to us as a gift on our hand fasting for Gregory and I years ago. I'm just putting things back where they go, and that pentacle bit there. Oh, and there's our messy coffee table. But I'm going to be using some plastic flowers to make a beautiful arrangement for Ostara. And no, I'm not going to be using real flowers because they're expensive and they'll just die, and I'm really not a fan of just buying plants that are just going to die. If I'm going to buy a plant, it's going to go in my garden and it's going to stay alive. I'm not going to buy a plant just to let it wither and die. I'm not a fan of doing that. We do have, not really a rose bush, but just roses that do grow on the sides of our house, and I just put them at the ends there. But we do have roses that grow on the sides of our house, but most of the time the deer around our neighborhood will eat them as they start to bloom. And I did have a rose that was shown earlier in this video that I gave to Frega, and that was one of the few times when actually a rose had bloomed. I snipped it, it was in September, and I gave it to Frigga as an offering to her. And then, as you're going to see here, I'm going to be putting back the big portraits of Odin and the Wild Hunt. Beautiful print by that artist. I can't remember his name right now. It's Christian something Hall, I believe. Yeah, he does a lot of artwork for Survive the Jive, and I think he's done some for some metal bands. He's just incredibly talented, and I'm just kind of kicking myself that I can't remember his name right now. But his portrait or his print goes there. And then this, Freya Aswin did that for me, and why am I making that funny face? But yep, she painted that for me, and if you're interested in your own, you can contact her via email, and she can do one for you. Yes, beautiful. The Ogles rune, my favorite rune in the Futhark. I'll just put that behind Frigg and Freya. And we forgot, or I forgot, to put these little eggs on the altar. I had some more. Alright, in this blank space, this is the wall off to the left of the altar. And you're going to see me struggle to put up a tapestry. Now, we've got quite a few tapestries, but unfortunately the one I really wanted is missing. And I'm just going to be using this astrology tapestry because it is the start of the astrological new year coming up. Might as well celebrate it. And, astrology has a lot or it is, the roots are in paganism, not a lot. The roots are in paganism. So, it is fitting, and it is right to do. And so you'll see me, yep, there I am, trying to figure out which side is which, where to hang it, and I am stalling because I hate, hate putting up tapestries, and I hate having to stand up and have to do this. And I'm figuring out, do I want to stand on the couch that's right below this, or do I want to use a chair? And I decide to use a chair. Okay, and it might look like this is crooked, and I do eventually fix it, but this camera angle, unfortunately, makes it look crooked. It's not. In real life, it is straight. It's just I set up the camera like somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. I thought it looked straight when I set up the camera, but the tapestry is up there straight, but yeah, this is just gonna bother me. And that is really a pretty tapestry. And I don't think I even opened the curtains for this that are on the other side of the room for the big window, but it just brightens up the room just instantly. All that yellow and that kind of auburn yellow color. Yep. And I hate standing up on chairs. I just not a big fan of heights. All right, yeah, I kind of fix it camera angle a little bit because I go to look. Okay, that's as good as the camera angle's gonna get. We do have a very old house where the floor is a little uneven in this part of the house anyway. It's over 100 years old. Okay, and starting to fix it. Oh boy. Well, this is just what you have to do. You have to do trial and error on these things, and hanging tapestries, hanging artwork. It is kind of a two-person job, but my husband was away doing other things at this time, and that's cool. Alrighty. And struggling with the hammer. I am not a... This wall is not easy to push pins in. And I just leave it as is because I did tear the upper right hand corner of that tapestry when I pulled down here. I don't know if you can see my reaction here in a moment when I actually do, and I realize, oh, I better not do that anymore. Oh, yep, there it is. Yep, I pulled it. No. Yep, struggling with the hammer. I'm just gonna put that in real quick and just be done with it. My goodness. Yep. And then we are all done. And the end result. See, tapestry doesn't look too bad. And there, beautiful altar. And then there's our new storage area for altar supplies. And thank you so much for watching.